Good morning, everybody. This is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. Oh, today is going to be one of those days. It has been already. Happy birthday, Brendan. If you aren't listening, I know I've already sent out a message, but here's another one. I send you love today and always, Brendan. I hope your day is filled with tons of joy and blessings. Where can I begin? I'm going to start with cards. I was shown the cards lining up last night. Have you guys ever got tricked into playing 52 card pickup when you were a kid? I know I have. I know my brother tricked me one time into playing that game. Well, the idea of it is if, of course, you say yes, the person holding the cards throws the cards out all over the place. They land everywhere, scattered upon the floor. Some end up upside down. Some are scattered out everywhere further than the rest. It's a mess, pretty much, and it's definitely not fun. When the cards are in disarray, there is, again, no order. There is no understanding. Now, a basic card deck has 52 cards. On our tree of life, we have 22. Depending on where you go and read about the tree of life, is between 10 and 12 cards. And I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but totaling up to 22 cards. The concept of tarot cards or angel cards or oracles, whatever you want to call them, comes from the tree of life. Our tree of life, these cards, heavens, layers, are associated with a topic that when we understand them, we pass to a different level, a separate heaven, a different dimension. We learn all about who we are. That's where the concept of these other cards come from, because it originates within us. I have found I know this is not important, tarot cards, oracles, whatever, they have been around for a long time. They have used cards for readings forever. Prior to my birth, of course. And I've known people who have read cards. And I have never had any cards, or maybe I have bought them in the past when I was younger, but I don't think I grasped the concept. It wasn't really something that I had interest, but I didn't have interest. Hope that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is, please, whatever your idea is about cards and how people use cards, regardless of, we can't judge. And there is a reason why things are the way that they are. And until you find understanding about what it is, let's try to keep all judgment or ill thoughts of things within this reality separate. That's how we truly become an observer. When we don't see things as harmful or even good. They just are. And there's always a deeper meaning to things that exist. And when you continuously push forward in knowing who you are, you'll find understanding to certain aspects of this reality. So in order for the deck or all of these cards to finally line up, and they were lining up within the tree of life, the way that I saw them, it means that everything is finally in its place. Things are completed. You've learned all of these separate layers. Everything has come together. It has come together. So you'll finally get to a point that everything does come together. And I'm doing my best to really make sense of this. And to incorporate everything that God was describing to me. I ended up God said that the tabernacle was built, and that God was going to tell me something about the Pharisees. I got a little excited, and it didn't continue on. The conversation didn't continue on. But something I also want to emphasize here, that when we are receiving, if you begin to receive, if you haven't already become that part of your gifts, we won't always get a response back. You have to really learn how to receive and what it means to be receiving. In the beginning of your learning to pick up on things, whether you are able to hear, see, whatever it is, and just know, you're learning to trust that guidance. You are, in the beginning, very confused. All this information is coming to you, and you're like, okay, I don't know what it is. You're building your own kind of toolbox that when you begin to trust it, you know what to do with it. I ended up, because God guided me to use the Bible to help decode my messages. I used to always go back and forth. Okay, what is this? And go search the Bible and where there was a verse associated with it. And even if there were like 10 things associated with what God was talking to me about, I had to listen by using my heart at what felt right. What felt right. Your body already knows every single thing, even the information that's coming in now that perhaps you have already forgotten about. You know it all. Your body is always in tune with it, or your spirit is always in tune with it. You just have to remember how to use it. So I did my research about the Pharisees, and because I don't know every single thing about the Bible, about those times. Basically, it was a group of elders who came together and decided to create this order, to create justice. They ended up ordering other people to do this, don't do that. Ordering, just like Libra, I guess, is a form of justice. They attempted to bring justice to the nation, except upon them doing this ordering, they themselves were not walking the walk. Lots of disorder within that type of order, their congregation, whatever you want to call them, as well as inside. Now, everything about this is always an internal battle. They were not walking the walk. They were hypocrites. The Pharisees were hypocrites, demanding other people to be righteous. Yet, they got to the point of only seeking adornment. That is, as long as they looked the part, they were good. Which means they were superficial, more materialistic, that their heart was not pure, that what they were dictating was not truly of their soul and what they believed in. It was what they wanted other people to accomplish so that they can look good themselves. And then I saw this car jumping off of one ramp, flying through the air, and landing on another side of the ramp with the words, a lot of wording on the vehicle, but I picked up on one. Daredevil. You can think of a stunt person and compare a stunt person to a daredevil. A stunt person is doing whatever they have been hired to do. They are a fill-in. They have not gone through the ropes of, okay, I'm planning on doing this today, and this is going to be the outcome, or they're only sticking with the plan. A daredevil is someone who has an idea, defeats all inner battles within them, and decides to always take action, regardless of the thought and the emotion. A daredevil is someone who goes over and beyond the extreme. They become the observer because they're not thinking too much about what they want to do, and they're definitely not feeling the emotions associated with what they want to do. They are acting, a continuous action of what they believe in. You have to become a daredevil in your life towards the true belief system that you are learning. And, we have to remove the fear. We have to remove the doubts, the anxieties, the limitations, in order to be a true daredevil within our own life. Now, because of the cards coming together, all of this good stuff, you're going to get to a point, because now it's time to take more action. Now it's time to be more of that daredevil mentality in more movement instead of thinking too much, feeling too much. We're going to start moving. In order to have true movement, we have to have true grounding. In order to become grounded or be grounded, it really means more than taking your socks and shoes off and walking in the ground, on the earth. That's beautiful stuff. But until you learn your lessons in this lifetime, your earthly lessons, that's what it means to become grounded. You are learning how to live an earthly existence. Then you become truly grounded. You become truly connected with Mother Gaia, and that you are able to pick up on her vibrations and how she is speaking to you. Our future comes in the left leg, and our past goes out the right, as well as, or you can also say, the past is leaving our left and our future is finally emitted to the right. When the energy comes in, the left foot, it's talking to the leg, the foot. Are you willing to move? Or are you stuck right there where you are? If you're feeling stuck, there's going to be like a chain. You might feel this chain around your leg, restricted. Grounded, not in the sense of being connected, but grounded and stuck to where you are. No movement at all. It's going to eventually speak to your knee, speak to your hips, speak to your back, all through your body, all the way up to your shoulder, to the left shoulder, to the right shoulder, back down to the side of the right side of the body. If you are inflexible and do not want to bend of course, your knees as well as your hips might have a lot of tenderness or be very tight and restricted there. I used to be very tight throughout my hip area. I noticed it a lot of times when I used to sit on the floor. And of course, I associated that with my auto accident. But I had the inability to move forward in my life. I never took action. I stayed limited. I stayed stuck. Of course, I didn't want to exercise. I didn't want to be more mindful, be more aware, more loving. I didn't want to change anything. I was not ready for change. The hips have since, of course, become more flexible as a result of my internal cleansing. When you are ready for your future, the right foot is going to be speaking to you. But the right foot is going to communicate with the left foot. Your body, just like how God communicates with us and says, let me see what this individual is ready for, based upon the vibration of our heart. And by that silver cord that is hopefully fully intact, God communicates. And if there's not a sense of, I am ready, without too much excitement as well, in that readiness, we have to have more experiences in our life to prepare us. So for the past couple of days, you may have been feeling lots of vibration going on, perhaps in your legs. Because we are at this time again, because of Libra, where she was asking, let's see where you are. Now let's judge that emotion or that progress within you. Are you holding on to too much judgment yourself? What have you let go of? And what are you prepared for? Your body, your spirit, everything, your soul has been tested the past couple of days and may continue to do so for the next couple of days. And of course, throughout your process here, okay? It's not just this period here. This time of this checkpoint, although you're going to have two major times. Anytime Libra comes around, it's going to be a checkpoint individually for you. So you have a chance. Of course, no matter where you are, whether or not Libra is speaking to us energetically, to create flow within your own body. The more that we let go of, the more that we are preparing ourselves and allowing that greater future that we are seeking to come in. The future that you are desiring, or that you can envision. It's important to have a vision or a sense of where you want to go. But then it's also important to let go of that vision. Don't sit there and continuously think about a future that you don't have yet. Putting too much stress on it says that you have a need for it or a true desire for it, the bad type of desire, which means that you are in lacking mode. When you can envision your future with a loving, a freedom from within, the belief is so powerful that you know that it's there. You have to know that the future is there. And you can feel it briefly for a moment every single day. And then you let it go and you live your life. You live your life. And your experiences, again, throughout your day is preparing you for that vision. And the more that you pick up on every experience, every single experience, even from a broken glass, even to a bird flying over your head, everything. I use everything to help push me forward. I am persistent in learning and observing every single thing as best as I can, and do my best to hear. That's why I have done this. For myself now, I'm looking and I'm saying this hasn't been very long. Because I also hear, I've talked to people who said that they have been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years. And they can't get there. And mine hasn't been quite 3 years. This summer is going to be 3 years for me. We choose every single day how slow or how fast we're going to go. How willing are you to step back from your everyday experiences and learn something? The tabernacle. I'm just going to kind of briefly talk about that. Our temple, When the tree of life is fully constructed, everything is within its spot. Those cards have lined up and sat, are now sitting in their proper spot within the tree of life. All the energy associated with what you need is fully open and activated and ready to be utilized. That you have built your own temple out of God's guidance. And in time, the law is going to be within you. In time, still, because even if I am saying the cards are lined up, we still have work. We still have a period. Because keep in mind, we live in a place that there is time. God is infinite. Don't be in such a rush to receive anything. Know that, again, in its proper timing, it's yours, and it's going to arrive when your vibration says you are ready. That's why, again, it's so important to just be. How often throughout your day can you just be without having the lacking, without having a need, knowing that everything is completely provided for you? It was really hard for me in the beginning to believe in that concept, that everything was already mine, that I was completely loved, that there's an abundance of riches, that I come from a divine birthright that was filled of gold and silver, diamonds, jewels, everlasting life. The struggle was real for me back then. Believing that my finances were going to be cared for. Believing that my health was going to be taken care of. Believing that I was safe, protected, guided, needed. As you walk the walk, all of the doubts, the worries and the anxieties of the future, you have no idea where it's coming from, how it's going to get to you. All of that is going to just go away as you continuously walk the walk of faith. You teach yourself how to live a faithful life as you see fit. And then you're never in doubt. And you're always full. You're always safe. You're always loved. Always guided. And when you need something, God will send it. If you ever need anything, God will send it. But a person who learns their path won't have a true need that holds them back. They just know. And it will be. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.